Hello everyone, welcome to episode 40 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your Dungeon Master Luke, and joining me this week, as they lovingly have every single week, except for the first 10 when one of us wasn't here, are...
Hi, my name is Ben, and I'll be playing the level 5 gnome wizard Winsler Wallaby, along with his cutty little companion, Mr. Wiggles. That's it.
Hey y'all, it's me, Kharla, and I play the level 5 Tiefling Rogue Integrity Addleberry, your friendly Wildcliff contract maker, all for 1 gold coin. Do you want jam on your fingers to steal your faith? Please call me.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchant, the level 5 half-elf bard. She may not have passed her classes, but she can definitely pass judgment on whatever the fuck happened last time.
Oh shit.
Hi, my name is Sam, and I play Serinepth the level 5 human sorcerer, and I just Nickelodeon slimed my fireplace.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students raided the kitchen, finding it mysteriously covered in a inflammable and highly staining purple goo. Returning to Serinepth's luxury dormitory afterwards, they snacked into the morning hours, trying to burn said inflammable goo, eating cheese, and writing tart contracts the entire time. After going to sleep in their own dormitories / the hallway, Integrity had a dream showing bowing humans, and then the snake-headed figure who scolded Integrity for returning the orbs before showing her the actions of the Cold One. And now it's the next morning. Everything is fine, right? So, what's on the go for today, this day, in our lovely universe of fiction?
What day is it?
Yeah.
It is
Do we have
Thursday.
class yet?
Oh shit, it's Thursday.
No, class starts on Monday.
Oh, sweet.
Okay,
We got some days.
If memory serves me correctly, Mira has remedials starting at 8
Sure do.
for enchantment, and then she has alchemy at 1.
That sounds right.
Yeah, 8 to 12, and then 1 to 7 or so.
yikes.
Fun.
And then, meanwhile, the rest of you, Winsler, you were going to wait for a message from Mr. Artesian regarding the Hag book.
I would also like to spend my time while waiting to work with Kurt on figuring out like a base foundation for the schematics that I showed him.
I think that could have been all of last night.
Okay,
Like, after you return home.
that's fair.
I think Kurt's best hours, like his most productive hours, are from like 2 o'clock in the morning until 5 a.m.
So
Oh,
it's
mood.
you.
Hey.
Hi, you figured out the ruse.
Why are we playing?
Kurt
why
was
are we
me the
putting Luke on
whole
blast?
time.
Okay, well, we can do that. Winslow doesn't need
Okay.
sleep.
Absolutely. And then Integrity, you had wanted to visit Artis at some period to have a special secret conversation with him, as you had indicated when leaving the archives last night. And additionally, all 4 of you and the other first-year students need to meet up with your study buddies for your inaugural meeting today to decide where you are going to fill out on your forms for Mr. Felbin, where you will be meeting each and every week.
Oh, I also want to check out about that air quote book.
Yes, from Dr. Happel. You gotta get
The only
Happel
professor
juice.
to have a PhD.
Did I say doctor?
You sure did.
Hey! Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. He's allowed to prescribe sleeping medication to a student. I think he should be a doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor, help me.
Professor Happel.
Professor Happel by day, Dr. Happel by night.
Is this like... Okay, wait a second. Is this Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Because I don't want to go through that again.
I hope
Oh god,
not.
that would be horrifying.
So-
Ew.
Integrity. You've also been having a hard time, or not having a hard time, you couldn't really fall back asleep after you woke up. So what did you do all morning? Because, like, you were not wanting to go into your room in fear of waking Sylvie. And you woke up at, like, 1:30 after going to sleep at 1, and no matter how much you tried to get back to sleep, you could not manage.
I would like to walk around the school and see if the golems ever sleep.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go look for Ari.
Give me an investigation check.
Do
as I
golems
assumed
dream
this
of
was coming.
electric gossip?
This one
Oh
does.
god.
Dope. 23.
Dope. 23.
Dope.
Wow, that's pretty fucking dope.
Wow.
That's pretty cash money.
Whoa.
With a 23, you would find Ari hanging in, sorry, I should say, you would find an oblong-headed, a oblong crystal ball atop a 7-foot robed frame, sweeping the floors of the evocation department, similar to where you first met their sibling Toll, but not, because there seems to be some sort of listening going on, listening to, I don't know what, but listening all the same as they sweep and then stand there, listening to the cold night air whistle past through the breezeway. And then you find them, you look at them, you're very sweaty and cold, and they look at you, presumably, and there's silence between you until you say something.
I'm gonna stare at Ari.
Yes, that was assumed. That is happening.
And I'm gonna be like, I'm here. And I bring out the contract.
The contract? You mean the ticket?
Or the receipt, the receipt that
Yes,
that
it
Ari
is
gave
a
me.
small 2-inch by 1-inch piece of paper that was emitted from the internals of Ari
And
not too long ago.
yes. I have a question and you have to answer it.
They stow the broom within themselves underneath this cloak, which is covered in little stars and is a beautiful gradient from a dark blue to black near the bottom.
Where can I find pink topazes in this school?
Ari looks at you for a few moments and says nothing as they take snatch the ticket out of your hand and stow it once more under their robes. And you hear a little sound, like the sound of gears grinding.
Is Ari gonna poop out pink topazes?
Oh god, no.
Anyways, they will say, last I heard, some topazes were ordered for Miss Brightboat's lab in the enchantment department. And then we'll clear their throat, which is unneeded as they don't have a throat, and say, however, you did not hear this from Ari. You heard this from another source.
Which source?
Any source which you decree acceptable
Okay,
for the lie.
I'll just say it's Toll then. Okay, thanks.
Well, everybody knows that Toll does not speak in gossip. So I think that lie would fall through very quickly, and the blame would be once more placed upon me, which is undesirable for me, as it jeopardizes my position here.
Wait, do they fire you guys?
Well, it has not happened yet, but I still fear it.
Fired.
Interesting. Anyways, thanks.
You're welcome.
And I'm gonna give Ari a hug. Can I hug you?
No.
Oh.
You've already hugged him. Can I hug you? Wait
They
a
put
second.
up like a
She
hand
asks
and
with her
push
like
your...
arms already around him.
They put up like a hand and like push your body away as you try to wrap your arms around them.
Okay.
Aww.
And then-
Please refrain from hugging me, as it would jeopardize my internal components.
Okay. And
Affection makes me rust.
I'm just gonna go sleep in the courtyard. Maybe the fresh air will help me sleep.
In the courtyard. Which courtyard? There's many courtyards.
The voice
An
chat on our
open-
Discord server.
Nice.
Not the one where everyone talks, you'll never get sleep.
No, like an open, like a balcony or something that has fresh air.
You can absolutely find a place that is open to the air that has a large bench for you to sleep upon. It would be made of stone and not something soft like a cushion, however.
That's fine.
She was
That's
sleeping
fine.
on a wardrobe, like,
She was sleeping on the floor, yeah. True.
she's good.
All right, so the morning comes. Integrity, you get some sleep. Winsler, you get none. Serinepth and Mira, you get lovely amounts of sleep. Well, not so lovely, because Mira, you need to be up and at 'em early in the morning. So you are to arrive at the transmutation building for prior to 8 in the morning.
Yikes.
So
Alright.
you make your way over. On the way over, you encounter Sylvie and Lucia, who are heading there for necromancy and conjuration remedials, respectively. Once you arrive at the transmutation building, it's like a weird slope-walled building with a big tower coming out of the center. And this is like where a lot of your classes actually take place, to be quite honest, because there's a lot of just general purpose rooms in this building, which might not be present in some of the smaller departments. Things like conjuration aren't typically taught in this building. However, they are taught in the very small, yurt-like, as previously discussed, conjuration building. However, lots of exams you took place here, and some of the classes oftentimes take place here. And this is where your remedials are.
Okay.
And as you enter, it is a large open lobby. There is a spiral staircase going up into the building and down into the basement. In the center of the room, there is a small counter at which stands 2 golems. One, a large flat stone composing their body as it composes all Jeed's bodies, just like this flat rectangular stones fit together. It does not look like a human's face, as all Jeeds look not like a human or a humanoid, but rather just a bunch of flat stones put together to make some sort of like form which can move on 2 legs and have 2 arms. Almost humanoid, but it doesn't look like a humanoid, folks. It doesn't have arms, or it has arms. Fuck. I'm just going around in circles here. You get the point.
It has a human-like figure, but it doesn't actually look like a human?
Correct.
It has arms, but it doesn't have arms.
It's like the
aesthetic.
Schrodinger's
golem.
It's like the aesthetic of those robots from Interstellar, but as if it was assembled into a humanoid.
I haven't
folks.
seen that movie, so I'm just gonna imagine like a walking Inukshuk.
Well, sure. Anyways, and then a small, more humanoid-looking one that actually seems to have a face made of metal, with a big gem in its forehead and no mouth. And they're both holding books, and as you approach them, the Jeed will say, "What class are you here to take remedials for?" and hold up a book and present it to you. And the smaller one will hold up a weird little brass quill for you to write. And as you look at the page, there's just your name on the book and then a field next to it.
I think it was like enchantment first, and then like alchemy, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeed will say, "Please sign your name next to your name on the book, please, Miss Mira Marchand."
I sign it. I dot the I with a heart. Because that's how I sign my name.
Of course. Sylvia and Lucia do the same. They wish you well on your exams. And you head to room 05 on the first floor, Mira, where you find Professor Nilo. You're the only student retaking enchantment.
Well, that kind of
sucks. So congrats for that one. Yeah, it's a one-on-one lecture. That's how most of these are going to go, seeing it is literally just like the 6 of you first years who did not pass their exams.
Those are horrible.
So, meanwhile, where do y'all want to meet your study buddy?
Shit.
Where would you try to organize a meeting with your study buddy? Provided that you don't have a response, they would suggest something, suggest a place. However, I would like to know if you all have a idea. For those of you who don't remember, Serinepth, you are meeting with Angelica Lindman. Integrity, you are meeting with Ira Alaro. And Winsler, you are meeting with Arior Ungtar.
Right.
Wait, just to be sure, before all of this has happened, I already put my dresser in the room, just in case anyone's wondering, because I don't want to lose all my clothes.
So you went back to your dorm after Sylvia would have left and put your dresser back in your room.
Either she's awake, or I know that or either she left or she's already awake because she wakes up early.
Yeah, she would have been awake at 5 to go to the chapel, and then would have gone to her exam, or then would have gone and got breakfast and gone to her remedials right away.
I put it somewhere in between there.
Absolutely. You give me a strength check.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit.
Or athletics, I suppose.
5.
Oh.
Hey.
Wait, athletics? 8.
Yes. 8. Great. Much improved. You drag your dresser into the room in your sleep-deprived state. You don't seem to be able to, finagle it very easily. It gets caught on the lip of almost every single board on the ground and is gouging them deeply and just making this loud, cacophonous, squeaking, grinding noise. You do eventually get it in, but the bottom of the dresser, and as well as the floor significantly seems very damaged. The dresser seems moderately damaged, but okay.
But I thought the floor was stone.
The floor is wood.
The floor is lava.
The floor is lava. You're all dead.
You all failed.
Well, that's the end of this podcast.
That's been the test the entire time.
Next time, cops. I don't know, folks.
Oh, hell yeah. Fantasy cops.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I love it.
So where did you want to meet up with your study buddy? Where would you try to organize a meeting with your study buddy? Presumably going to dining hall and saying, where do you want to meet, and having a conversation with them.
Where is book club hosted?
Book club is hosted in the book club club room.
Okay, I guess I will suggest meeting in the book club club room.
Okay.
I feel like going to the library would be too much of an atmosphere of studying that it would make her panic and not study, therefore. So maybe a really calm environment. I guess I could suggest one of our dorms might work best if we have our materials with us.
She would suggest, in case this is a proposition you're willing to accept, she would suggest the first floor enchantment building, because there's a study room there, or a study nook.
Sure.
Yeah, that
Suspicion.
fit with your plans.
Well, like, I want her to be comfortable wherever we're going, because this is for her benefit kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Aw, Serinepth the
That's so
tutor.
wholesome.
Serinepth the tutor.
Didn't we already make that joke with last time? That I was like...
That you were
I
gonna
meant, to
help
put,
them.
I meant to
School
put
teacher.
wholesome in there, but then I forgot the word tutor, so I just I panicked.
Integrity, where do you want to meet Stinky Girl Ira?
Jeez.
Because then I think I'm going to tell her if we could meet at the benches outside. Because
Like
you know
the one, like
the one that I slept on.
Oh, the ones that.
Because
Sure.
you know, I'm
This is
guessing
what I
that
said last night.
I'm guessing that if we were stuck in a small room and you know,
Hey,
it needs
welcome
to
to
be
my vacation home.
Hey, don't sit there. That's my spot.
It's my bed.
That's my bed.
Absolutely, that's all reasonable. So, integrity. You and Ira make your way. Her left leg is still broken. Her right arm seems to have been healed at this point, thanks to that good potion that Mira got.
You can just call it
That
bone healing juice. It's
Bone
okay.
fixing
Bone
juice. Bone
healing
fixing juice. Literally in my notes is bone fixing juice. But her dice, please. Her left leg is still in a plaster cast, and she has a set of wooden crutches, which, as you both climb the stairs, she finds moderately annoying the fact that you chose a place where there is stairs to climb up to it. And you both sit on the small stone bench where you had spent the night or the morning, and you sit there for a few moments. Is there anything which you would wish to say to break this awkwardness?
So, what do you think about this spot?
She will kind of like gently shrug and go, I mean, it's as good as any other spot, right?
Well,
It's not like particularly better than any other place on campus.
but I mean, you were struggling
make fun
to
of my
come up
house like
here.
that.
You were
Well,
struggling to come up here, so I thought
The actual spot itself is okay. The travel to the spot is less than stellar. I'll grant you that.
interesting. So, how long have you had that again?
Oh, you mean my broken leg?
Yes.
Is that what you mean by that?
Yes.
A few weeks.
What happened?
Make a persuasion check.
And at this point, I'm not trying to be like, what happened? I'm gonna be like, I genuinely care. I'm just not
So let's address the elephant in the room. How's your
I'm-
leg?
persuasion. 19.
Yeah. 19?
Yes. 15 plus
Oof.
4. Wait.
Why do you
14
have
plus
a plus
5.
You have a +5 to persuasion?
Yes.
What the fuck?
How are you bad at persuading people?
Okay. She will open her mouth as you ask it and make like a very angry expression at first, but then as as you make some sort of compelling argument, or maybe that integrity charm just gets to her. She'll say, well, I got everyone hurt when we were in the plane of Isithil. I don't really want to talk about it that much, if it's okay.
Of course, that's okay. And then I'm gonna give her a side hug of comfort.
Ugh.
She likes hugs.
Make a charisma check just to see if this is like super awkward or not, Kharla.
Or just slightly awkward.
Or just slightly awkward. Or if it's like an actual thing that's kind and nice.
7.
Okay,
You don't make a
7.
new best friend. We're sorry.
You both are sitting fairly far apart, and you think in the moment, I'm just gonna go for it, and you just lean over, so you're almost entirely leaned with your side on the bench, and like have your arms wrapped around like her waist, and she's like looking at you, and your head's like at her like side, and your horns are like kind of jabbing into her, and she's like, thanks. Is this where we're gonna meet every single week?
What do you think? Do you think this is a good place to study or somewhere else?
I mean, it's...
Or do you want somewhere closer where you don't have to climb stairs? Because I could totally scout for a place like that.
Stairs are fine. I think that this place is fine. I would like it if you stopped hugging me, please. And she'll put her hand on you and try to like push you a little bit away.
I'm so sorry.
And your horns are kind of stabbing me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You made her cry. What have you done, you monster?
This whole episode is just Integrity getting rejected for hugs.
Yeah, Integrity is really huggy today.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough of that. Moving on. That was as awkward as I expected it to be. That was great. Moving on. We find Serinepth Cinderman and Angelica Lindman. What a great set of last names. In the enchantment building on the first floor in the small study nook. It is almost like a booth from a diner with 2 large cushioned chairs recessed into the wall near the lobby of the enchantment building. Unfortunately, there seems to be no milkshake service provided at the moment.
This is bullshit.
What is Jeeds even for?
You both meet there around... How does noon sound?
Sounds good.
Wonderful. You both meet there around noon. Angelica sits so that she is positioned to look down the hallway. You are sitting across the table from her, presumably, unless you're also going to be weird about it and sit right next to her.
Well, if we're working on problems together, well, I mean, I guess I could like turn the book around and stuff. So yeah, I'll sit across from her.
Okay.
We're not at that level yet.
Okay. Not that close of friends. So
yet.
You sit down and have been... What are you trying to teach her? What are you going over?
What was it that she... Because, like, I know that she didn't do that well, but, like, what specifically did she do, like, the worst in, would you say?
Her worst subjects were history and necromancy.
Okay.
Which were equally horrible with a 10% in each.
Holy fucking shit.
Oh my god. Yep, that's a dead body.
Okay, let's... Okay.
No wonder his dad's not happy. Her dad's not happy.
So, magic all comes from, like, a source. You know what I mean? Like, understanding magic as itself better helps with understanding different types of magic. So maybe we'll go into history first?
Okay.
This is like me genuinely trying to think of a good study
Yeah.
plan.
Okay. This is the episode to listen to if you want those hot study tips.
Hey, there's our title.
Hey, go on Quizlet. A lot of teachers will just use that. It's good. Go there, do that.
So as you brought your history textbooks and some of your history notes, both from when you were studying and from in class, to help your study buddy with studying for like understanding how to study, right?
Yeah.
And you get through probably 20 or so minutes of this, of which she seems to be immensely uninterested and not at all, like, you aren't connecting with her, you know, you aren't connecting with your student.
Okay.
And then she's as you like go over another history passage of like, and this is how the dwarves did this weird thing in the year 208, and it's just not interesting. It's about like agricultural rotation of underground crops and something weird like that, of like some weird little history nugget of magical implementation that's just not critical to the understanding of life.
I can imagine Serinepth trying to make it sound interesting, though, like, because she wants to help. It's just not going good.
And you will hear a few doors open, and Angelica will sit up. She was leaned forwards on her arm, just staring at you with almost dead eyes. And you hear a door open from down the hallway, from which she is looking down the hallway at, and she will sit up immediately and go, Serinepth, shut up. Look over there. Like, look behind you.
Okay, she's gonna, like, subtly look over her shoulder to see what she's talking about.
You see probably 10 or 11 older students or research assistants exit from a room. It seems that there is a either a preparatory class for an upper year or a preparatory session for an upper year course, or some sort of meeting for research assistants that all have seemed to be ended at the same time here in the enchantment department. And out of these doors are walking a bunch of older people, like not old people like elderly people, but like older
It's a bunch
students.
of Yexons.
Oh no.
You mean like upper years?
Yeah, upper year students.
Yeah, cool.
Or even like research assistants who are like sitting in on the
It's
sessions.
the students and the TAs. Welcome.
Pretty much, yep.
Wow.
And she will point at, or like gesture towards a cluster of them, of like, make a perception check.
Oh god. Okay.
What does doth all-seeing eye see?
We're gonna find out. That's a 14?
Cool, that's good.
Okay.
All right, so she'll gesture towards a group of 3 students, presumably, because they're wearing the blue robes, which typically indicate that you are a student.
Cool.
And she's going to say, do you see those 6th years? Those 3 right there?
Yeah.
All right, so get this. So they were all seeing each other underneath each other's backs. I heard this from a friend. And like, so I'm just waiting. I come here like every day to see if it's going to pop off one day and like it's going to all come out of the, like it's all going to get out, you know? And it's just like, it's bound to be great. Don't you think? Isn't it great?
Okay.
And she's just staring at them.
Okay, do I recognize any of the 2 of them being the 2 that were like macking lips during my exam?
You absolutely do.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit! Okay, so I'm gonna like look back at her, and I'm gonna like lean forward, and I'm gonna be like, I think I saw 2 of them during our exam time. Like,
She will
in
turn
a classroom.
and look at you and go, are you serious? Like, you saw them?
I didn't mean to look, but like,
Oh, no.
there were so many distracting things, and I just kind of looked to the side, and then they were like right in front of the window. I didn't mean to.
Oh my god. Okay, so we need to come back here. So I'm sorry, but we need to come back here like I come here every single day at this time to like see what's going on. But like, we need to come here. Can we come here every week? Because like, I need to see this go off. I like, okay, really? I like follow these people and I just wait for it to happen.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Like in dining hall, I'm like, oh, come on, please just yell at each other, you know? Because like, I don't know. The only way, listen, Serinepth, we're friends, Serinepth, right? We're friends now, right?
Yeah, sure.
We're friends. We've known each other since we were kids. We're
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
The only way you get good gossip out of that damn golem is if you give it good gossip, you know?
That's very true. But
So-
Angelica, like, also, not to sound like a wet blanket in this case, but you also have to study.
Yeah, I know I have to study, but this is like really important to me. So I get that I have responsibilities and stuff, but like, I don't know. Don't you ever just want to do your own thing, Serinepth? Like, you know, and it doesn't have to be like following people around school and waiting for them to all find out that they're seeing each other underneath each other's backs or behind each other's backs.
Very
but,
specifically your thing right now.
That's
Yes?
my thing. Like, let me tell you, it's pretty great. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. Turns out that there was a whole thing between like the evocation department. This is what distracted me during exams like a couple weeks ago. So like, I'll just clue you in. It's pretty interesting. Also, you can't steal this stuff from me. Don't steal my like information. I'm telling you this in confidence as my friend.
Okay.
So if I go to that golem and say, oh, so this is what's happening, and they say to me, oh, Serinepth Cinderman already told me.
I mean, I'm not much for a gossip maker anyway. I've only talked to him once.
Awesome. Great news. And she reaches out and touches your hand and she says, that's great news.
Okay.
And then for the remainder of your study period, she regales you with a tale from the evocation department about how the head of the evocation department was at odds with one of the new professors and they were trying to get them kicked out, and then there was a whole thing with it.
And Serinepth now remembers why she did really bad studying with her when they were kids, because they're just bad influences.
God.
Oh no.
Hello, I am Luke, the dungeon master and editor of this show, and I wanted to take this moment to inform you that we're going to be doing a Q&A episode soon to celebrate a great download milestone. We got 50,000 downloads recently, and as a celebration, I guess, we're doing a Q&A episode. So what that means is if you have any burning questions about our show, please stay tuned in the next couple days for posts on our Instagram or Twitter at Trials and Trebs, where you can tweet or comment on them to let us know what your questions are. If that kind of waiting doesn't strike you as that a thing that you'd want to do, you can just go on our Discord server and let us know there. Or you could just tweet at us at Trials and Trebs. However you want to get your questions to us, make sure that you get them to us before the 16th of October, 2019. Once again, at Trials and Trebs, before the 16th of October, 2019. Thank you, everyone, for your support of our show. It means a lot, and I hope that you enjoy our show and continue to listen to us. Have fun going back to study, buddies, now. Bye! Winsler.
Oh, shit.
You're in the book club room. A beautiful room. There's tons of comfortable surfaces. It's a very acoustically dead room. It's very nice to sit in and it just be silent. There's these wonderful large windows which let a ton of natural light in. There's every surface imaginable that could be comfy to sit on while reading. There's tables and piles of pillows, which might resemble beanbag chairs. There's nooks with little couches in them. And you and Arior Ungtar, a dwarf, the only dwarf in the first year class, as you are the only gnome in the first year class, where are you two sitting in this room together?
Is there an area that has a fairly large table that's also kind of off to the side?
Yep, there absolutely would be. So you two would be sitting there, and he is, I don't think I've ever described him ever.
I don't think you've ever described him ever.
He's a very wide fellow. Even as far as dwarves go, he's very wide. And he has dark brown hair. It's very closely cut to his head. And not like a very nice haircut, but like it's very much as if like you needed a haircut, so we cut all your hair. It's like a bowl cut almost. Very utilitarian, right? Not for style points. And he has super dark facial hair that it's not super long, but it's definitely the beginning of what will one day be a nice beard. And you are both sitting at this table, and he is just sitting there with his hands on the table, kind of twiddling his thumbs and not saying anything. And you are not prompting a conversation, and you've been sitting here in moderate silence for probably 15 minutes, just looking around the room and not speaking with each other. And it's incredibly dead in this room. There's no one else in here currently. It's probably early morning. So what do you want to do?
Because I stayed up pretty much all night,
Yes.
I'm halfway between falling asleep and like
Yes.
and keeping my head like
Yeah.
level up so I don't just fall over and go to snoozeville. So I'm just gonna put my arms on the desk and like put my head in my arms so that I have like some form of like stability with the ability to keep myself awake. And I'm just gonna go. So what were the courses you were having problems with again, Mr. Eeyore?
Speak unto us in your magnificent voice that Luke will come up with for you.
He will kind of drum his large, meaty fingers upon the table and say, well, Spielkraft, and he seems to be having a hard time, and alchemy.
What accent is this? Wait a second.
Dwarf.
Okay, well, I don't think I've ever been one to really dabble too much in alchemy, but I could do my best to help you out where you seem to be struggling a little bit.
He blinks slowly at you. So, are we studying today?
I mean, we can. We don't have to do it today if you don't feel up for it.
Well,
We can come back another day, maybe tomorrow or maybe the day after.
I have remedial tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I wanna at least get some. I want to at least get some material that maybe you can have like a look over before you know you go to remedials tomorrow.
Are you good at alchemy?
I just said that I wasn't entirely a genius at alchemy, but I'm gonna get up from the chair. And
Yes.
How tall are the bookcases?
Bookcases have ladders next to them. They probably go 15 feet up.
Okay, is there anything that indicates that there might be some like alchemy books in this
Make
room?
a investigation check. This should be fairly easy. If you want to do it fast, if you want to take time and find something, it shouldn't be a check, but
He turns his
I
head to the side,
presume-
just a big
That was
look at
perception?
alchemy on the side.
investigation.
Investigation. It's a 15.
15. Relatively quickly, like it doesn't take like any more than a minute. You can find a rudimentary like not a textbook on alchemy because that would be really boring to read for a book club, but like a almost like a journal from someone who like an alchemist who was traveling and finding reagents, and it's less about the alchemy and more about like the like the journey of everything that occurred. But there is still some alchemical information contained within the book. You feel like it could be a accessible jumping on point for someone who wasn't a big fan of alchemy.
Okay. What section of the bookcase is that?
That is probably up 7 feet. So you're up on a ladder, and
Okay.
it's near one of the windows.
Okay, I'm gonna reach out and take the book from the shelf, and then
Absolutely. It is a
Slide
fairly
back
small
down.
book. You slide down easily and nimbly, almost.
I'm gonna waddle over with the journal, and I'm just gonna like slam it down on the table in front of him because I'm like trying to keep my balance and just
Yes.
take the damn book.
Okay. As you slam the book down, he will open it and begin to thumb through it, and he will say, "This is common."
Oh, do you not speak common that well?
I have hard time.
That is a different accent again. What the fuck?
It is what it is, Sam. Get off my back.
But there's so many different things!
That makes things really complicated. Well, how about I just how about I read the journal back to you in Dwarvish, if that works for you?
As you say that, his face seems to lighten up, and he looks relatively shocked. And he will say, in Dwarvish, "Oh, can you speak Dwarvish?"
I mean, yeah.
I have spoken to like 3 people that speak Dwarvish since I've been here. I didn't know you spoke. He seems very excited, and the attitude seems to have completely changed from boring and uninterested and having a rough time to very excited.
I am more shocked than I normally would be because of my lack of sleep and the fact that his original voice was zoning the hell out of me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the book and I'm just gonna reread each page over twice through the whole journal, so that he has time to like process the information.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check.
Shit.
With disadvantage because you didn't go to sleep.
Oh no. Oh come on. That's a 12. I rolled a nat 20 on the other one.
Sucks to suck, Ben.
Damn it.
As you're reading through it, you probably get like about 2 or 3 pages, and his excitement seems to fade away as you think that you're speaking wonderfully. This is like the first language you ever learned. You're like at home in Dwarvish. You're speaking Dwarf. And you seem to be. This is like almost. Yeah, I think. Is this your native language? Right.
Probably would be.
Like, yeah, because your parents are Dwarf. Yeah, they speak Dwarf. Dwarf. Canonically, it is Dwarf now. The language is Dwarf. So you feel very at home speaking in your native language. But in the translation process is rough, to say the least. And by like page 3, as you're finishing up like the introductory overview of what the book is about, what the book is for from the author, he seems to be looking at you doubtfully and will say to you in common, do you actually speak Dwarf?
What do you mean? I'm speaking Dwarf, aren't I?
It does not is not sensical.
Is this like Quebec French and France French?
I mean, this is what my parents spoke. They're dwarves.
Well, I do not think your dwarf is best. It seems to have many mistake.
I can't help but laugh at that. Many mistake.
Many mistake.
Oh, shit.
Meanwhile.
Oh, no, not again. The favorite.
Hi.
Mira.
The chosen children.
Give me an intelligence check. You can use the same intelligence rules as we used in the exam period.
Shit.
If you want to expend 2 intelligence from your total intelligence pool, you can add a +2 to your roll. Please make an intelligence check.
Okay, this is just straight intelligence?
Yay!
That's a 16 plus nothing, so I'm gonna take that.
Cool. You finish your enchantment exam relatively quickly. It's 3 hours for the lecture of just like literally you and Professor Nilo going over every single concept of like stuff you didn't understand. It's genuinely helpful. Like it's not a class that you did poorly in. It's just the exam that you were like, your brain melted or something.
Oh shit.
Something. And you finish the exam relatively quickly, hand it in. Nilo looks over it and gives you like this is pretty good, right? And sends you on your way. So you are leaving the room where you had written the test and walking back into the transmutation lobby, presumably leaving to go get lunch, seeing as you have like an hour break. And standing there with a backpack is, obviously a backpack on his back, obviously, is a tall white dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
You might recognize this fellow as Mrundine Purebone, and he will wave at you from across the lobby.
Internally, I'm just kind of like, shit. But I like, kind of like, take a deep breath and I'm like, and then I like go over to him with like a very friendly smile and I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's good. Should we go get started on stuff? Because I talked to Dessa and she said that you only had like the hour, so I figured that we could spend the hour going over the paperwork we needed to go over for Yexum.
Right. Well, I kind of want to get food because I just have like the 2 classes and I haven't had lunch. Can we do it like in the dining hall, I guess?
I don't think that was allowed.
Okay, well, could we just like speed over there and get snacks and then go somewhere else? Cause brain
Make
food.
make a persuasion check.
Yep. 8 plus 6 is 14.
Damn.
Damn. He will raise his
Eyeball.
He doesn't have eyebrows.
You will raise
Wow,
the bone where the eyebrow would be.
He will raise
He'll raise
The
his
brow
bones.
I don't know how to
As
Bare
describe
bones,
this.
but he
easily
has
do.
bare bones.
His
He
eyes
doesn't
widen
have bones.
slightly.
His eyes widen slightly. No, that doesn't have the same
Maybe he
kind
just
of...
draws on eyebrows. He can raise those.
Oof.
It's a prank that someone did to him.
Wait,
already.
are we saying that Mrundine is Jeffree Star?
This is
Oh,
well established.
Alright.
I don't get that joke.
world.
Of Mrundine
So-
Purebone.
He'll nod his head and say, yeah, I guess that could fit into the schedule of we go over, let's go real quick.
Yeah.
Let's hustle.
Okay, let's do
Go
it.
get food. And he will start walking away at a very quick speed of which you need to hurry to keep up
I'm
with.
gonna like try to be like speed walking at first, but eventually he's going so quickly I have to like sort of jog.
Yes. You will arrive very quickly, 5 minutes or so, which is faster than you would ever make it from the transmutation building to dining hall. And you are moderately out of breath.
Yep.
You arrive there, go in, you will sit down at the first year table. He will just sit there and watch you while you presumably get food.
I do.
What do you get? What food do you want?
I get some veggies and some eggs and some fruit.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, okay. I don't know where that dice went. That one's a 9 plus 2. 11.
They have a bit of a they take the fruit. Did you get fruit?
I did
Am I
get
going
fruit.
crazy? Yeah, okay. The fruit tastes like it's not super ripe, which is not characteristic.
Maybe because
Other
we
than
stole
that-
all the good stuff yesterday, so they had to bring out the other stuff. I get it. We're bad
Okay.
people. Our penance.
As you're sitting there, he will pull out a single form and say, all right, it's the form that has like the location selection. He'll go, all right, so I was thinking of just going to the library because like it's good to study there. That's where I study. Where do you study? Do you study?
Yeah, I think the library sounds good.
All right, library's good. And he'll mark on their library and then he will say, what are you like, what's your do you have a study strategy?
No. Cause with cause it's like, I'm good at music, and with that, it's like I practice the songs, but you can't like if it's like alchemy, I can't like practice doing the potions in my dorm because I don't have them, so it's like I can't like rehearse history, you know? So I don't know.
Well, you could just read through the textbook.
I mean, okay, that's a strategy.
Or talk to the professor. You could probably get access to like alchemy lab if you went and talked to Professor Happel.
You can do that?
Yeah, you can.
But I'm usually so busy after classes. I have like a million things going on.
A million things. Like, what do you mean a million things?
Like clubs and stuff. And then I have to practice my music, and that takes a really long time. And then I'm like hanging out with my friends, and then like, oh, you don't even know. There's so much.
So maybe you should be in less clubs.
But
Like, it's
then
kind of... If it's
Okay,
wasting
so
your time.
I mean, it's not a waste of my time to, like, get to know people, because, like, okay, I don't know what you want to do with your life, but I want to be a musician, and when you're a musician, you have to like people, and you have to have people like you, and you have to know a lot of people and make connections. It's like, I'm not goofing around. It's a part of schoolwork.
But if they're taking away time from when you're supposed to be studying or rehearsing, isn't that, like, a waste of time?
I think there's, like, lots of components of school.
Couldn't you
and that's
just
one of
do,
them.
like... Couldn't you just do that stuff all on Sunday when you have the day off?
Because, well, the clubs aren't, like, I can't control when the clubs go.
Then why don't you just be in clubs that are only on Sunday?
Because I don't like those clubs.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. To me, it sounds like your schedule isn't very good.
Well, to me, it
that
sounds
seems
like...
to be the root of the problem.
To me, it sounds like you should stop criticizing my schedule and we should start looking at the books.
Jeez.
Fight.
A great first meeting.
A budding friendship.
Hey, maybe you should try changing this. Hey, fuck off.
Yeah, basically.
How about you study my foot up your ass?
Okay. This line of dialogue continues for the entirety of your lunch break as you make your way from the dining hall after you finish your snack to the archives, just like the front entranceway where, like, you wouldn't disturb anyone because you're kind of very aggressively talking to each other. And then the time comes when you can finally leave and head back to the transmutation building.
Bless.
Where
I am actually happy to take this remedial class at the moment.
Where the Jeeds once again ask you to sign, or the Jeed and the other golem once again ask you to sign in to the book.
Can do.
Awesome. So this continues for the rest of the day. Is there anything y'all wanted to do beyond that for today? Beyond Mira? Beyond meeting your study buddies?
Could I probably, like, use a little bit of extra time to try and get Angelica to, like, study something, like, anything?
You could make a persuasion check,
Please
yeah.
just look at this book.
Please just try.
Because I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't help her, and then if...
You know what I also realized?
Yeah.
I never talked to Ira about anything.
No, you didn't.
You just awkwardly hugged her.
So that is a 15.
Okay. With a 15, you can moderately... You feel like you've successfully convinced her to at least take a look at some of the notes.
I gave her
or some
cliff
of the
notes.
things that you've... Yeah, you gave her some of, like, copies of your course notes or your study notes, and you seem convinced that tonight, when she's finished her remedials, she will take a look through them.
My confidence in you will be my downfall.
I have embroidery club, and I've been working on a very nice patch for the past few embroidery club meetings.
Oh, really? What is the patch of?
It's got a wizard hat on it.
Oh, interesting.
I have to get my book.
Oh,
Question
yeah.
mark.
Ooh.
Not question mark. Quotation mark. Book.
Question mark.
And
No, I didn't mean question mark. Shut up. I messed up. Shut up, Ben.
Winsler.
Huh. Question is, where would I go for this?
Oh, boy.
I
What
want to
do you mean?
see if I
Okay.
can find Toll
Ah.
and figure out where he goes and sleeps for
Oh,
the
no!
evening, I guess?
These golems are a hot commodity. Sure. Give me investigation check for that one. Also, Mira, what do you think for making a patch?
Making
Is there an applicable
Sleight of hand
skill?
to embroider it well? I don't know.
I'll give you that, sure.
All right, sure.
What did you get?
Oh, fuck! Cool. That's a natural 20, so that's a 20.
Cool.
Wow.
That's a 23.
Mira is like
Awesome. Okay.
amazing.
I'm putting effort into this, guys.
And then what did Winsler get?
I got a 16.
Okay. To find Toll.
Or to
Alright.
find where Toll goes when it's sleepy time.
To find where Toll goes when it's sleepy time.
Wait, and for me during the day, I want to look for Miss Bright Boat.
Oh my gosh, this
The
is a
bright
lot of
boat.
laundry list. So, Serinepth, you will go to Professor Happel's office.
Yes.
The alchemy lab, a very alchemy lab looking alchemy lab,
Oh wow!
as
Look
I've
at all
previously
these
said.
beakers and Bunsen
Look at this
burners.
alchemy!
It super looks like a place that you do alchemy.
Wow.
There's workbenches and cauldrons and little glass bottles and little
Magic
herbs all over the place.
There's a
fantasy
witch.
Bunsen burner, aka a little fire pit.
And Happel will be in his office. He will be, once again, he will be grading some things this time, actually, in
Okay.
red ink, obviously.
Walk in. Hey, did my
Um,
friend do good?
And when you walk in, he will wave at you and say, "Oh, hello, good evening, Miss Cinderman. Are you here to pick up the book?" And he'll wink, very obviously.
She's gonna look over her shoulder to see, like, is he making sure? Like, I'm gonna look around and, like, are there other people in the room? Like, or did he just, like, over the top wink just at me as a thing?
And as you like run through all these questions of like, why is she being a weirdo?
Why is he winking
he'll
so
stand
much?
He'll stand up and go over to one of his cupboards and retrieve a large brown bottle. It's probably like a liter bottle of this, and it's a brown glass bottle with a large stopper in the top. He'll go, take half a glassful in the evenings before you go to sleep. It shouldn't be too powerful, but it should do the trick. If you still need more after this one, it should last you about a week and a half. If you still need more after this one, then just come let me know.
Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely, no problems. I hope that it does the trick and that you can get a good night's rest. All right. Winsler.
Yes.
So where are you looking to try to find...
I'm looking
like,
to see if there's some sort of, like, I don't know, closet where there's, like, where you would perform maintenance on these
a
these
golem
golems.
maintenance closet.
Yeah, like a
you would
golem
say.
maintenance closet. That's exactly what I'm
Interesting.
looking for.
Interesting. With a 16, you can definitely find Toll, and you can follow them for a little while. Make a stealth check, I guess.
14?
Okay. With those combined checks, you can follow Toll around for like most of the evening. Truth be told.
Truth be told.
Truth be told, and you, at one point, Toll will go into a closet near the enchantment department.
Ooh.
In like, it's like in a breezeway, there's a door, and on the door it just says broom cupboard room 209.
Okay.
And they will go in. The door is very large and big enough for Toll to fit through very easily as a large framed golem. Toll walks in and the door closes behind them. You hear no noise come from inside, but sitting there, hiding behind a pillar in the breezeway for an hour, or for 40 minutes, or for 20 minutes, however long you determine is enough time, you don't see Toll come back out.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way over to the closet door.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna attempt to open it. Very
The
carefully.
door opens, and it's not too loud, and you can very easily go inside and close the door behind you. In here, you find very large, like, they're almost like crystal cylinders, like hollow. Like, it's like, you know, like a shower, like a stand-up shower, how some of them have like that sliding door?
Yeah.
It's almost like that, where it's like, except like a half cylinder where it will slide in front of you.
Okay.
So there seems to be a spot against the wall that is recessed where someone could stand and then slide the cylinder in front of them.
Okay.
And inside of one of these is the large frame of Toll with the cylinder slid over the front of them. And make a perception check.
Ooh, that's really good. That's a non-natural. That's 21.
You're all roll too high. Anytime I'm like, oh, the DC is low, y'all roll shit. And anytime I'm like, oh, the DC is pretty high, y'all roll good. So
That's just how it works.
fuck. Anyways, there seems to be a clear fluid in here that has immersed Toll.
Ew.
But there seems to be no other golems at the moment. There is 4 of these little chambers available. What would you like to do? There doesn't seem to be like any shelves or any maintenance tools around. It just seems to be like these big fluid-filled cylinders.
Damn. I was gonna see if I could find like a spare golem head,
Like the crystal ball.
like one of the crystal balls. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be available in this room. But you being in there, toll doesn't seem to react in any way.
So there's nothing else in the other cylinders at all?
No, and they are not filled with any liquid.
Okay. I kind of want to like lean up against Toll's cylinder, and I just kind of want to like inspect his head to see like
Okay.
how it connects and like what it's actually doing, so I can get some sort of idea of what it is.
Oh.
It's a
Sure.
soul.
It seems to be, well, it's fairly high up. His head's like he's 9 feet tall, so you'd have to like find some way to pull yourself
I can
up to
enlarge
that height.
myself.
You could absolutely do that.
I will cast enlarge on myself.
You double in size in every dimension, I think is the way.
Wide.
So you become wide and tall.
In awe at the size of this lad. Absolute unit.
God damn it, no.
A tall, you're 2'11", right?
Yeah, well, 210,
So
211.
You'd be shy of 6 feet.
Yeah.
Immense. And could, I don't know, I guess you could jump up in the air and try to get a glance of what the thing is and just repeatedly keep jumping until you finally...
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay, absolutely. So you're just jumping in this room alone. And every single time you jump up, you see there's the crystal ball. And then you jump up and try to look at like the part where it connects. And it seems to be like right at the collar of the cloak. It seems like there's just a small divoted area where the crystal ball sits.
Okay.
Sits.
Hmm.
It doesn't seem connected by any physical means. But you've also never seen them have their head fall off, so you don't know what's going on there.
Okay, well, that gives me some idea. I'm gonna de-large myself.
Reduce yourself.
And I'm gonna quietly leave the maintenance closet and head back to my dorm.
Absolutely.
Briskly.
Just as easy as that. And that concludes this week's boring episode.
I mean, it wasn't boring.
Welcome to our chore episode.
Welcome to chore episode.
Welcome
Hi.
to Study Buddy Systems.
It has to happen. It has
Assorted
to
errands to
happen
Electric
sometimes.
Boogaloo.
Welcome
I
to
promise-
Study Guides and Nickelodeon Slime.
I promise next week will be more interesting. I'm so sorry.
Lies.
everyone.
Welcome to the bottle episode. We're not leaving.
Oh no, Sarah, can you do the outro?
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Trials and Trebuchets. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review or a rating on iTunes and tell your friends about us. You can also check out our social media at Trials and Trebs on Instagram and Twitter. There's also a subreddit, r/Trials and Trebs, which is not run by us, but is very cool. And finally, we have a Discord server. It is a wonderful place. You can see fan art, post fan art, talk to other people who enjoy the podcast, and just have a wonderful, cool community to hang out with people. And if you'd like to listen to our Discord server, if you'd like to join our Discord server, if you'd like to join our Discord server, there is a link in both of our social media posts.
Posts.
There's a link in our posts.
Thanks
Please
for listening,
join.
folks. Please don't hate us
No.
and me for this boring as fuck episode. Talk to you next week.
Bye.